Hello Internet, got another custom saber to show off to you today, the newest addition to my commissioned collection here. This one is called Duality. That's what Eddie, the client, has decided to name it, and I figure it's pretty apropos. It has that feel of, you have the nice light colors of brass and copper going up the thing with this abalone shell button here, faux button I guess I should say. In place of an actual red button knob like on a Graflex, I decided to make something a little custom. You've got a Graflex style blade plug in there, 3D printed, with another addition that's just a fake version of a glass eye. You've got your recharge port down here, windowed emitter up here, your switch plate up here, your control box looking thing with a kind of callback to Anakin's Graflex Saber from episode 3. Anyway, it's kind of a play on Starkiller design, where we've got the front with the shroud section here, Graflex elements, and then a leather wrap section, kind of like his other one that was Codus, I believe. Anyway, so overall, we're running a Tri-Rebel Royal Blue Cyan Deep Red LED with your dual tactile switch up here. So you have a switch on either side. You've got your recharge port, an 18650 lithium-ion battery, a Nano Biscotte V4 with PEX, so that way you have full control over the LED, so you can change the colors quite a bit. It's not a true green as far as the cyan goes, but you do have quite a bit of control over that. It's a little bit lighter shade of green. And a 28mm speaker. Normally I don't do 28mm speakers because they don't exactly fit in my build, so I tend to stick to 20. And that's mostly because I tend to start with 1.25" stock, outside diameter stock. But with this one, I was able to do outside threading here on the pipe on the stock here, and then hollow out the inside. There's a little foam in there to kind of pad this out and make sure it doesn't rattle. So you pull this out, and there's your board and your PEX. There's the SD card access right there. You just lift this up off that sticky pad to gain access to the SD card, so you can make changes to the config file if you want to change colors or fonts out, and you're good to go. Slide that back in and tighten up the pommel. And there you go. Pretty simple. So let's go ahead and, I have it on the wrong font right now. Let's go ahead and talk fonts real quick. Fonts loaded up on this one are Graflex 7HD by Shamim, Form 4 Ataru by Lord Blako, and Tor Sith Malign by Nightstorm. Let's go ahead. Those are all the ones that were requested by the customer, and I think they fit pretty well. I like them. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull the kill key here.
What is your will, my master?
There's the boot, a little bit of Starkiller there, and we're going to click the tactile switch back there, and it turns on. So you've got your blue, which is the royal blue and the cyan kind of mixed together for a lighter shade of blue. It's harder to activate on the camera here. Anyway, talk about something for a minute here. You notice I can press the bottom to activate, but then I can also press the top. Hold down for a few seconds and it deactivates. The two switches are tied together, so that way no matter where you're holding the saber, if you're holding it right here on the wrap section, or if you're holding it up here choked up, you can still turn it off and on. So let's go ahead and take the plug out here. This little thing, a red button knob faux thing, I don't know what to call this, abalone shell knob, kind of acts as another form of blade retention. So it grabs like the very end of a blade. I would not use it if you're going to go swing around a blade, but for holding in the blade plug without tightening up the retention screws down here, it works pretty well. If you are going to go swing around a blade, use your Allen wrench, tighten up these. The last thing you want is to be playing around with your lightsaber here and have the blade go flying out. It is not a fun experience. So we're going to go ahead and turn off the lights. And there's that blue. It's a very pretty blue. And then with the all the dies for Flash on Clash. So go ahead and hold for 2 beeps.
It's too late. This is your end.
This should be a Taru. A nice purple color. It's coming out a little pinkish on camera, but it is a little darker in person. It's purple. But with a white Flash on Clash, all the dies flashing at once. It's a little hard right there down there. If the blade hits, it's easier. Or you could do that. Swap again. If you hold for 1 beep, you get mute mode. So you have the color and the Flash on Clash effect, but no sound. Hold down for power off, same as you would if the font was in sound mode. Hold down for 2 beeps.
I will eliminate you. It will be over quickly.
And there's Malign. I have a very heavy flicker to the blade for this one. If you look down here at the stand, you can see that pretty well. With your 16 clashes and swings, you get quite the variety. Go ahead and turn that off. Turn on the light here. Go ahead and undo the big knob for blade retention and the 2 set screws for blade retention here as well. Usually I just use 1. Occasionally I'll use 2 if I'm going to put them in line this way. Only reason I use 2 on this one in particular is because of the windowed emitter. It just looks odd to have 1 on a blade retention screw over here. It just looked weird to me, so put another one over here. The client was Eddie was a big fan of, what's it called? Starkiller in general, but he liked the way I did Saber 14. Still can't think of the name of that one right now. It'll be right here. There'll be a link so you can go click on that one to find it. It's similar to this one in a lot of ways. Except this one is thinner in the hand right here. It's still the 1¼ inch stock that I use that I can't think of the word. I can't think of anything right now. Bore out. That's what I'm going for here. 1¼ inch stock that I bore through to make my sabers. This outside here is 1½ inch, so it's a little thicker, a little beefier. And that's about it. If you have any questions or comments, don't be afraid to leave them down below, and I will see y'all later.